What's going on YouTube? Crypto Matrix here, coming at you with another cryptocurrency stream. And guys, the price action went right where I predicted it would yesterday. I talking about a bounce happening at around 11,300. It actually did shoot down to around 11,100 was the very bottom, bounced all the way up to 11,500. Now we're sitting around 11,464. Guys, if that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe and like, and I'm going to dive right into the price action. All right, guys, so over the last day, we had that price spike all the way down to 11,100 basically, and then a bit of a shoot up, bouncing off again. And I was expecting a little bit of a rebound here, and the rebounds happened. We broke through that support or resistance, turned it into support, broke through this resistance, turned it into support, and now are looking like we're going to be retesting above 11,500 any time now, guys. It looks very good sign right now. And what we want to see is hopefully breaking back up towards this channel, kind of like we did back here. For instance, we broke out of it to the right, and then we broke back up into this channel right here. So are we going to get a same kind of repeat of history like we just had? That would be really interesting if we can get a shot up like just like that. Now what I think is going to happen actually is a little bit more of testing of resistances. So granted, we are just right above that, so if we can test the resistance at 11,600, that would be really good. We want to see it actually break through there and remain stable for like a day or something, or just get some bullish momentum and bust right through it. What we don't want to see is a breakdown towards the $11,200 mark. That would be very bearish, and we want to try to avoid bearish behavior for if we're ending the year on some higher end here, guys. We got to actually put in higher highs, higher lows. We got to keep working it up basically. So for the short term, it looks like we did put in a higher low, but then a lower low. So is this a trend reversal? Are we breaking down, or are we still in a bullish sentiment? Guys, I think the wick was really weak for right here, going down to 11,100, and we bounced pretty strong here. So we're back already above 11,400. So I think that's a really good sign. And then I still think that we're bullish, even though we did put in a lower low in recent history. I think that we could still be moving up here, guys. So that's what I think is going on in the Bitcoin price. I want to talk a little bit about OXT. Guys, this actually had some really interesting price action. Yesterday I was talking about being very dangerous, and it was. The only time to get in would have been 0.41. And as you guys can see, it did have a bounce that I was talking about. Bounced all the way back up to 0.46. Shot all the way up to 0.48. Okay, so this would have been a really good flip for people that got in at 0.41. But basically, I wanted to stop people from buying at these supports, which would basically be 0.46. So I'm glad that I caught people in the last few days. Hopefully you guys avoided that that trade and got in on a good trade down here. Okay, guys, that's what I would like to have seen you guys do. So let me know if you caught that in the comments below. Let me know where you got in, if you got in on OXT or you were just too scared to pull that trigger, which would be understandable, guys, with that kind of drop off, testing below supports, turning them back into resistances. You know, it's a very real thing to not want to take a trade if it seems too risky. So I think OXT is going to have a little bit more of a sell-off here. It's pumping right now, but I think we're going to get a little bit more of a pan-off here and kind of break down below where the support is and turn that back into a resistance, and before you know it, we'll be back down at 0.42. So that's what I think is going on with OXT, guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about Link, which is having a little bit of a pump up. Okay, so we broke down from at its highs at around $20 and then have been kind of just remaining stable at around from $15 to like $13, just kind of fluctuating around. But what actually needs to happen for Link to pump up a little further? So that the EMA 20 continuously pushes up past the EMA 55. We are on the top of the Bollinger Band right now. So hopefully that's a good sign that we are getting a little bit more of a pump up, although we are kind of getting a slight sell-off right here after this pump. So will it remain stable? I think that it actually is, guys, and that we could start to see Link start to pump back up a little bit. It did touch all the way down to $13, 13.5. But you got to remember, guys, within the last 52 weeks, this was all the way down at $1. So this is some major gains in Link. And if you got in anywhere down there, you're sitting at, you know, over a 15x right here. So that is very good. And guys, I think that, you know, Chainlink just has a lot of room to grow. They really do call it the Tesla of cryptocurrency. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of price action over the next few years, and you guys will see. It will come. And guys, I want to talk a little bit about ZEC. ZEC is having a little bit of a breakdown here. We broke down past that that support that we were talking about touched back on this channel here at the bottom of this channel, bounced off it and bounced back above this resistance, turned back into support. Now, are we going to actually continue to break up and out of it? Guys, you got to imagine we were just up at over $100 here, right up here, and we broke down. That's, what is that exactly? That is around 30%, so that's a 30% drop, guys. If we were to get a 30% rise from even right here, that would be back up at $100, guys. So do you think that we'll actually get a pump that would be that big, or that we're gonna have to work for it and kind of work our way back up into the top of this channel? As you guys got to imagine, there is several resistances, like right here, there's one. Okay guys, there's one right here. So that's basically where we're bouncing around in right now, and that's just because we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Okay, so we've got 5 touches, actually 5 touches there. So that's a good support or resistance line, and hopefully that we can you know, push back above it and start to work our way back up into the top of this channel. That's what we want to see for ZEC, guys. And there's one other coin I want to talk about, guys, Electroneum. I've been very, you know, bullish on Electroneum for some time. We are tipping back into that green zone that I've been talking about. Guys, we were teetering around in this you know, resistance and support for some time now. I was talking about that's what was going to happen for the last several days. It's basically what happened. We kind of broke above it into the green zone for a while, broke down below it, and it kind of just remaining stable. So I think that's a good sign for Electroneum, as we're remaining stable higher than 0.0048. And then even further back, if we go to the hourly, we could have seen lows at 0.004. So we've been definitely moving up. If you look at the chart, we're moving up. You can almost see it just pretty straight as day here. And we're moving up for sure. So this would be definitely a bullish short-term trend, and hopefully we get some, you know, good movement here that actually symbolizes that we're in a bit of a bull trend short-term, and that it's not just something that's going to kind of pump and dump right here. So again, remember what happened over here. After this ascending wedge, we had a bit of a sell-off and a sideways motion, then a pump up, breakdown, pump up, breakdown, and then a massive pump up. So are we going to get the same kind of breakdown here into the red box? Guys, I'll keep you posted. That's what I'm going to be looking at over the next few days. I'm going to be keeping an eye on all these coins, just so I can make sure that I get you guys accurate representation of where the coins are going over the next few days. And guys, don't forget, I want to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin futures, CME futures gap. Okay, we still have that gap down at 9,600, guys. Imagine if that dropped down here, okay? That would only be 15% from where we're at now, guys. And we've had drops like that already happen. So are the drops going to continue to happen? Will we be back down at 9,600 before the year's end, or are we going to end on a bullish sentiment, maybe pushing $13,000, $14,000, guys? There's lots of questions, lots of people wondering what's exactly going to happen. I'm still leaning towards the bullish sentiment. I think we're going to end the year on slightly higher note, you know, above 13,000, and especially if things continue to line up properly, I think that we'll be there for sure. So guys, that's all I have time for today. If you're not subscribed yet, do consider it. I am doing a giveaway for one of my first 500 subscribers, and one of you will be the lucky winner to win this Ledger Nano S. And guys, if you're not familiar with Ledger Nano, it's definitely one of the safest ways to keep your crypto. It definitely helps keep you away from people trying to, you know, snipe your coins, and it's definitely one of the safest things out there right now, and a way to keep your money off the exchanges. You don't want to leave your money on the exchanges, for instance. Those get hacked all the time, and you could definitely lose your money that way. So guys, a ledger is definitely a good way to keep your coins safe, and one of you will be getting that ledger soon. We're already halfway there. I was just saying we're already at 261, so you know, just about halfway there to getting, just over halfway there to getting up to 500. And as soon as 500 is, I'll do that drawing all for you guys live to see. Guys, that's all I have time for today. Thank you for tuning in. I am Crypto Matrix. I'll catch you guys later.